Is the PS5 Pro finally on its way? Let's find out. Hello everyone, it's Aidan from Push Square, and recently a report came out from industry insider Tom Henderson over on the Insider Gaming website that the PS5 Pro was in development and aiming for a tentative release date of around late 2024. Now this is something we have long speculated here at Push Square, whether the PS5 Pro was actually going to be a thing, and we've had long rumours about a detachable disk drive, which very much could be a part of this PS5 Pro release, and at least Tom Henderson over on Insider Gaming is claiming it to be so. However, there are a lot of things to consider with this on whether this would actually move ahead. For one, the PS5 had a really stalled launch due to the pandemic. We had a real shortage of chips, it was very difficult to get one, and we're only really now getting to the point where a PS5 is readily available in shops. So that really does bring into question whether a PS5 Pro is worth releasing when we're almost a quarter of the way through the PS5's lifespan and people are only now just getting them. And of course this thing is still selling and selling really well. So let's talk about some of the specs. And that is that we don't know a lot of solid information. So the detachable disk drive obviously will give people the option to go fully digital or have the disc. I have the disc personally because I really like to use it for 4K Blu-rays, which is one of the big selling points of the PS5. But there's also, of course, the physical market. A lot of people like to buy secondhand, and it's nice to always have that choice, especially with the prices of digital sales. They are usually a bit higher than what you would get in a secondhand store. Then we talk about what would be the selling point of this console, because a detachable disk drive isn't really going to sell it when you could just buy a digital or a disc version of the base PS5. Supposedly we will be having a bigger focus on ray tracing capabilities. Now, ray tracing is steadily becoming available through a lot of big AAA releases, but it tends to come at the sacrifice of frame rate, where we're really capping out at 30 FPS. So something that actually has irritated me quite a lot is the inability of so many big AAA releases to support 4K and 60 FPS at the same time. Now we know it's possible, we've seen it happen. I remember Assassin's Creed Valhalla being one of the only PS5 launch titles to actively support both at the same time. However, since then in a lot of big releases we've had the choice between performance mode and resolution mode. And this really gives us a choice between typically a higher resolution than 1080p with at least 60 FPS, some even going for a 1080p and up to 120 FPS, but then a 4K option, potentially with ray tracing, capped at 30 FPS. I would really like to see this become a bit more of the norm, to at least have 4K 60, but having a higher frame rate with ray tracing would be a nice addition, because at this point, at least for me, and I'd imagine quite a lot of other players, it's something that you try out, you like to see what it looks like, but then you switch back to the higher frame rates, because higher frame rates are really what make a game feel next gen. However, one of the big important things about introducing a PS5 Pro is it really is this half step to completely moving on from the PS4 or the PS4 Pro. I think that we're at the point, 2023, we will be seeing less and less PS4 games, and I think by 2024 almost all big games will be releasing exclusively on PS5 or Xbox Series consoles, so we'll be saying goodbye to the last generation. And looking at what happened with the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, a release date of around late 2024 would line up quite nicely, assuming that we're not getting a PS6 until around 2028. I think personally, right now, I'm still at the stage where I'm relatively impressed with the PS5, despite the issues I have with a lack of 4K 60. I would like that to become the norm, and if the PS5 Pro provides that for me, I definitely will be looking into getting that and upgrading to that. The detachable disk drive for me doesn't really appeal to me, but from a production standpoint, I think it enables them to basically have one console with the attachable disk drive rather than two consoles being concurrently developed. So let me know if the PS5 Pro is something that you are at all interested in, and what features you would need to see before you would even consider it. Let me know down in the comments. If you liked the video, remember to leave a like, that really does help us out, and subscribe to the channel if you are in the market for more news, reviews, let's plays, all sorts of video content, all within the world of PlayStation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.